From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. You'll experience the difference with C&B Linen because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather at noon.
Well, good Thursday afternoon, everybody. Taylor Plott here from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a look at your latest forecast. Showers and storms are expected later on this afternoon and evening, and some of them could be on the strong and even severe side. We're not talking about a tornado risk. We're talking about damaging winds and the potential for some large hail, and some of those hailstones could be rather large, maybe even upwards of ping pong, maybe golf ball sized hail out there in some of these strongest storms. So let's get right to your forecast. First off, live look outside from the Arctic Air Skycam network. And you see we have a lot of clouds around. There's still some peaks of sun every now and then, but for the majority, this is just a kind of mostly cloudy sky out there, and that will continue to be the case throughout the majority of the day. It won't be until later tonight we'll start to see those clouds start to break back up. Temperature-wise, we're getting warm again, back up into the lower and middle 70s later on today, and then this evening will cool off a little bit slower than usual, getting down into the upper 50s by about 9 to 10 o'clock tonight, thanks to that cloud cover still lingering around and even the chance of a few showers still across the late evening hours. Your highs, again, mainly in the low to mid 70s, maybe some upper 70s across parts of northwestern Alabama, like the Shoals and Cherokee, coming in at around 78 degrees. This evening, we'll drop back down into the low and mid 40s, excuse me, not low and mid 40s, more mid 40s. Across the area, and it's not going to be as cool as what we had earlier in the week, but it's still going to be a much cooler air mass coming in behind the front. Speaking of front and rain chances, our best rain chances are today and into the nighttime, and then again tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be kind of a dreary day out there. I think we start off with a little bit of sun, but once we go throughout the day, the clouds start to move back in. We'll have more showers, maybe even some rumbles of thunder out there, and then beyond that, our next chance is going to be on Monday into Tuesday, and that's going to be with another front that comes through during the early part of next week. Storm Prediction Center forecast still has a level 2 out of 5. This was updated just after 11:30 this morning, and they maintain that level 2 out of 5. And again, this is mainly for wind and hail. We don't have a tornado risk today. It's basically as low as you could possibly get with a type of setup in the month of April. So let's kind of walk through this. We're going to start things off at 2 p.m. this afternoon. Still looking at some cloud cover, peaks of sun every now and then quickly we'll see showers and storms start to pop up somewhere between 2 and 4 p.m. The models are kind of going back and forth between where they want to start it at 2 or where they want to start it at 4. So within that 2 to 4 period, that's when we'll start to see those showers and storms start to pop up. There's a chance that there could be a watch issued across the area right before this happens. And again, that would most likely be a severe thunderstorm watch. We're not dealing with the tornado potential. 4 p.m. watching showers and storms track on through. I think the bulk of the activity is going to remain generally across the Alabama area, mainly along and south of the Tennessee River. But I still think there will be some storms that get going here across parts of southern Tennessee. And where you see the pink and the purple areas on here, some of those storms, that's where we'll start to have that hail potential. And some of those storms could get upwards of maybe ping pong to golf ball size hail in some of the most strongest updrafts that we have today. So again, that's kind of going to be our heightened risk, is going to be that hail potential. Damaging winds still there. I think the bulk of the damaging wind risk will be south of us as we get an MCS that starts to develop south of our area. 6 p.m. still seeing showers and storms track across the area. Later on this evening, we might have another batch along the actual cold front. I think by this point our severe weather risk is pretty low, but there still should be some showers and storms that get going along that front. Some of them could be on the stronger side. As we head later on into the evening hours, 9 p.m., all that starts to shift off to our southeast and we start to dry out. We will get a little bit of some clearing later on tonight, but then once we get into the day on Friday, like I mentioned, clouds increase once again. Tornado, again, like I mentioned, basically near zero. It's as close close to zero as you could possibly get with this. As you get towards the high wind and hail, that's going to be your main risk. High winds anywhere from 55 to 65 miles per hour. And again, that hail risk anywhere from quarter size, maybe even up to ping pong size hail can be anticipated with some of the strongest storms. Here's your 7-day forecast. The bulk of the day on Friday, I think, is going to be cloudy with intermittent showers and maybe some rumbles of thunder. Again, there might be some sun early, but the majority of the day should have some pretty good cloud cover with it. But we're looking a lot better Saturday and Sunday. Abundant sunshine, temperatures in the low 60s Saturday, but then back up into the lower 70s on Sunday, towards 80 degrees on Monday. And then we have another front that moves through on Tuesday, bringing us another chance at some showers. That's a look at your latest forecast. Fred Gossage will be back in for his Live at 5 later on this afternoon to give you another update on the storms and your 7-day forecast.